You doing on yours? What?
Alright, so the learning target today says I can solve and graph absolute value inequalities. This is our last part in our inequality unit, Unit 3, and then we start Unit 4, which is functions. You're going to have a quiz on Friday on this. So today we're going to learn how to do it. Tomorrow we have the PSAT and a break. Thursday we'll review again because you guys can't remember stuff over the weekend, so I'm assuming a day filled with craziness you're not going to remember either. And then Friday we'll quiz. Fantastic? Fantastic. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to start on the left. When we had absolute value equations, how many answers did we have? We had 2. So you still do the same thing. You have a positive where the sign stays the same, and then you have a negative. And what do you think you're going to do to that inequality sign on the negative side? Flip it. Take a point. So you still have a positive and a negative, and on the negative side, flip the inequality. No, do not talk to me. No. You need to find it. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so now that we have this, we need to graph this. Now this says x is less than 5, and then it also says x is greater than negative 5. So are we going to use open or closed circles? Open! So let's have an open circle on 5 and an open circle on negative 5. Now what numbers are less than 5?
4.
What numbers are greater than negative 5? Connect them. What kind of graph does this look like? Does this look like anything we've done recently?
Yeah.
And compound inequality. Yes. This is an and. So what sign did we start out to begin with? Less than. So less than is an and. What do you think greater than is going to be? An or. Alright, so let's look at that. How many answers should we have since it's absolute value? 2. A what and a what? A positive and a negative. So that means that we're going to have x is greater than or equal to 3. And what are we going to do to the sign on the negative side? Flip it. Alright, so are we going to have an open or closed circle this time? Closed. What numbers are greater than 3? So we shade to the right. And what numbers are less than negative 3? Is that an or inequality? Did we do it right? Look at us go. Any questions? Are you ready to actually solve it? Alright, let's flip it over. Now, when you start, you have to isolate the absolute value expression, which is what we did before. That means that we have to get the absolute value expression by itself. So make your absolute value bars on this example bigger so that it doesn't look like a 14 and a 21. Now, this tells us that we need to add 9 to each side. Why do we need to add 9 to each side? to get rid of it because we need the absolute value by itself before we can solve it. And then, let's make these bigger, we get the absolute value of 4x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 15. So is this one going to be an and or an or? Which one? Or, yes, because it's greater than. Are we ready? So I want you to make sure that every time you solve it, you have looked back at this and that you've isolated your absolute value. This has to be by itself before you can go any further. Let's look at this right here. So we're going to start on the and side. Now, these symbols are what? Less than. So less than is and. And you're going to rewrite it each side into two parts. You're going to have your x plus a is less than b. And then you're going to have x plus a what? Greater than negative b. Good. Take a point. So all we did was we added a negative and flipped our sign. Does everybody understand? This pink does not do well under the light. What if I turn? Whoa. What if I... Is that any better? Yes, no, maybe? You think it's better? It's not as glaring at you? Okay. So y'all want it like this? Okay. Alright, so let's open this first one and work out this problem. Now, is our absolute value by itself? No. So what do we need to do first? We need to get rid of that 4. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. And that leaves us with the absolute value of 3. Blair, you know how to write a 2. Come on, get it together. 3 minus 2x is less than 5. That's a 2. Sorry. Alright, now what do we do from here?
Not get that box.
What do we do from here? What do we do from here? Break it down into a negative and a positive. How many of you are whispering that at me instead of using your normal voices? Take a point. That was not all of us. Alright. So, we have 3 minus 2x is less than 5. And 3 minus 2x is greater than negative 5. Don't forget to flip your sign. And why do we flip our sign? Because it's negative. Take a point. Alright, can we solve these now? What do we need to do? Do we add 3 or subtract 3? Subtract 3. We'll do it over here as well. Alright, now what do I do? So what happens when I divide by a negative? You have to flip your inequality sign. So make sure that you do that. Flip this inequality sign. So it gives us x is greater than negative 1 and x is less than 4. Now, are we done? No. What do we always have to do on inequalities? And why do we graph? Look at you guys go. Take a point. Look how much smoother class goes when y'all actually answer me. Isn't it lovely? Alright, am I going to use open or closed circles? Open. Alright, what numbers are greater than negative 1 but less than 4? So what should I do with those dots? Connect them. Boom, look at us go. How do we feel so far? Great. Okay, can we look at the next floppy? Alright, so we need to always rewrite them. And this one we're going to rewrite as x plus a is less than or equal to b. And then what do we do on the negative side? Flip the sign. Do we change the sign of our A or the sign of our B? B. Never change what's inside the house. Can we open our Flappy? All right. Oh, I love this problem. Why do you think I love this problem? Because it's a fraction, and fractions are what? Friends, not food. And what is what mathematical operation is a fraction? Division. And what's the opposite of division? So what should we do first? Multiply by 5. Good. Take a point, all of you that answered me. So let's multiply by 5. Both sides or one side? Now, tater tots, do you understand that we multiply because the whole thing is a fraction? And if it had a -4 out behind this, we would have to add first. Okay, we missed that on one of our test questions. Some of us did. Alright, so those cancel. We're left with the absolute value of x minus 3 is less than or equal to 10. Can you guys work this one out without me? Work it out without me. This.
Yes.
Okay, did you graph it yet?
Yes.
Do you want me to give you a moment to graph? Okay. Don't put all the tickies on there. Put 0 in the middle. Put 13 down here. Put -7 here. Now, am I gonna use open or closed circle? Circles. Closed. Now, what numbers are greater than -7 but less than or equal to 13? Everything in the middle, right? Connect those. Isn't it magic? Any questions? I do. Yes. Thank you for singing to me. Alright, so if it's or, what two symbols are these? They're greater than. So anytime you have greater than, it's going to be an or problem. And we rewrite them the same way as we did the previous one. So x plus a is greater than b. And x plus a is what? Less than negative b. Dun, 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 dun. How do we feel so far? Can you open this? What are all these? You still haven't opened it, so I guess not. Sassy pants. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Alright, so what are we going to do with this 2 out front? Do we distribute it or do we have to divide? You have to divide. You cannot distribute with absolute value. Yes, you cannot do anything to the inside. You cannot distribute an absolute value. So we're going to divide by 2. Those 2's cancel. You get the absolute value of 3x plus 12 is greater than what? 3. What do we do from here? I don't know what she said. Yes, separate it into a positive and a negative. Take a point. I don't know what she's saying over there. I don't like you anymore?
I mean, yeah, that one.
Can't speak anymore.
Okay. 3x plus 12 is greater than 3. And I'm going to write this here. 3x plus 12 is less than negative 3. Can you solve this one without me? Do it. Okay, did y'all get that x is greater than negative 3? 4x is less than negative 5? Okay. And then we have 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Lexi, be kind. She needs to wear blue tomorrow so she stops bullying Michael. Alright, so am I going to use open or closed circles? Open! And what numbers are greater than negative 3? What numbers are less than negative 5? Did I graph it correctly? Look at me go! Now. Are you not entertained?
I am tired.
She's tired, I'm tired, we're all tired.
Y'all had an extra day off.
Exactly.
But
That's
I
just it. We needed
said
another-
after school, I have to be back at the school on Saturday. And I was gone all day for a secret competition, and then on Sunday. I don't care. I was talking to myself.
Okay, can you write this on here? Thank you so much. I want you to do this last one completely without me.
Okay.
Yep. You can do it. Now, do we have to do anything to the absolute value first? No, because it's by itself. Good luck. May the force be with you. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So I got x is greater than or equal to 24 and x is less than or equal to negative 30. Did anybody else get that? That actually worked on their problem?
Yes,
Are you lying to me?
I am not.
Okay. Alright, so then when you graph it, don't put all the tickies. What goes in the middle? 0. What goes on the right?
24.
24. What goes on the left?
Negative 30.
Open or close circles? Close. And we shade to the right and to the left, and dun 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 dun. We're done. Are you ready for your homework?
No.
It's a zombie, and you get to color it.
No. I hate coloring. This wasn't a special boy.
Alright, so you are going to work out the problems on a separate sheet of paper and show all your work and graph it. And then you color.